TA, Venge lane, potentially, although, as you said, Nyx could also be playing that lane if they feel like it's going to round out that top lane as well. The response, whoo, is a Terrorblade. All right, what do you think?
Okay.
Is this a better TSM draft?
Yeah, I think this TSM draft is pretty good. Despite really liking the Nyx and the Night Stalker, I feel like TSM has a good mix. They have a good mid matchup, they have some global presence, which means that they can always be aggressive, and they have a good carry matchup too. Even though Terrorblade isn't great against Night Stalker and Quop against TA, that's pretty darn good. So yeah, I feel like TSM has had some questionable drafts in the past, but this looks pretty solid to me.
Yep, I really like their draft. I think the only real problem I see is that they have a lot of burst damage onto the Terrorblade, so the Quap, the Nyx, even with the Dawnbreaker, it might not be enough like sustain or fast enough to really save Timado. But besides that, I can, if it's like a normal game where Quap doesn't really get a lot of silent kills, I do prefer their draft as well. Well, guys, we should be jumping back into this game in no time. It will be a long night. We still have another game ahead of us, and look at the EG fans are coming in. Looks like SA winning against the Nihilist here. We hint Twitch chat. We'll see if in the game EG will be able to win. Also important to note, if for some reason we don't decide the tiebreakers with the 3 tiebreakers we have scheduled for today, there will be 1 versus 1 mids to decide. So it doesn't really go to infinite tiebreakers. We'll only have 3. We do need to get a decider because very soon we're gonna have the second stage of the tournament. So yeah, Wingblade, are you siding with TSM here? Do you have any paraphernalia to wear? Any TSM branded items?
I'm afraid no. I don't have that many branded items. And I find it really hard to conclusively say that TSM is gonna win this because EG's draft is also really, really solid. Regardless, I have to say I'm very, very psyched for this game. Maybe not as psyched as the one dude in Twitch chat during the break who was trying to find out who the girl was who was dancing in the break videos. But regardless, I am still very psyched.
Yeah, so a lot of responses for that question. So definitely,
I've
you know,
always wanted to be a
Twitch
giant
chat.
space. I've always wanted to be a giant space crab.
Your minds into it. I think the combined IQ of Twitch chat should be able to figure that one out. But by the way, what's your favorite hero wearing the hat? Because there's some really good ones. Do you have any favorites?
I think I saw Lycan Wolves with the hat. I'm not sure how that worked, but it looked fabulous.
I love the Texas Mind, his OT with the hats. That one really cracks me up.
I got accused of not playing Dota when I didn't know what was happening during a cast. It's like I don't focus on cosmetics, guys. I just focus on the game, like a true gamer.
That's an OG. That's a true Dota player right there. This is why Wingblade is our analyst, as we do see the lanes, and like the Nyx Assassin is going to be playing the off lane alongside Wisper. How do you think that lane's gonna fare? Because Terrorblade Metamorphosis against 2 melees as Pakazs does take some harass here, and Ari quickly teleporting with those extra stacks of damage. Quite interesting how NP evolved, right? Now that everyone buys Quelling Blade, NP is just going for the teleportation because they know they can't really do that much early on in this route.
Yeah. And it's crazy that Prophet, even without like really strong spells, is just a good hero still. Because he just has long range, a good animation, and good damage. Like, it's the reason why he was always considered like the best hero to get in ability draft. Just because his model was just so broken. And I feel like that's still the case. His spells are nice, and Sprout deals some damage, and blah blah blah. But it's mostly just the hero itself being strong.
Yeah, definitely. They even nerfed a lot of his base Agi away, and it's still tricky. Most of just like food when trading against NP. We do see a lot of folks around here. Stalker struggling on 30 levels. Really plan on winning that lane. You just want to survive, right?
Yeah. And it's an interesting choice that they ended up putting the TA together with the Venge and going for the double melee bot. They recognize that the TA is their big win condition and they need her to have a good game. If she doesn't,
Right, you
then
can maybe
they're really
draw
gonna
two
suffer.
lanes, or you can win one and maybe draw two. Against the Pakazs off.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I can definitely imagine a TA struggling at the start together with a Nyx. Because I called TA a ranged hero, which I guess is my mistake. Because at the start, she is a melee hero. Even more
Yeah.
melee than TB.
I mean, there's a lot of melees, but actually looking at the list, there's a fair amount of melee heroes that have more attack. Forget about it, but it's not only Monkey King that has higher attack range. Oh, there we go. Pakazs goes in. Panda gets the first blood. They're gonna pay with Pakazs' life, and they're gonna lose 2 even, unless that Fairy Fire from Panda is enough, and it seems to be. Salve buys time. What do you think about this? Is it favorable for EG, getting first blood but losing your carry?
Yeah, I think it's probably fine. Like, losing your carry at this stage of the game isn't that big of a deal, because they respawn fast anyway.
Oh, Ari trying to deal with this dragging here that Matthew went for the Sprout. Buying some time, actually taking the aggro away, possibly. So nicely done there. The creeps, yeah, they have a new lane. That's the 4th one in the river. And Timado, as a carry, makes sure to benefit from it.
And so far, all of TSM leading in terms of net worth. And the difference in mid is pretty severe as well. It's only a difference of 8 CS, but also 8 denies for Bryle on this puck. Like, this is what I get for saying that Quap has like no bad matchups. Getting completely wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's bound to happen, right? If you do pick your flop early, you will find that one matchup that's incredible. And Bryle, really good puck player, did quite well. That's guiding with the water.
Right, Bao is gonna try to reconnect, which means I will take over play-by-play for a moment, which should be good. For the moment, there isn't too much to scream about. It's just heroes farming lanes, nothing too special here. And C.smile is going for the blink and scream max, because taking dagger against puck is kind of useless, because he can just always dodge the dagger with the phase shift. Won't expect to see him put a lot of points in that until he gets the Aghanims, if he wants to. Pakazs already forced to go jungle, actually. That is rough. Despite going for the Venge duo and having a bit of a stronger lane, already being pushed back into the jungle at 5 minutes. Just level 4. Bryle being very aggressive here. Doesn't have an orb. But he is gonna be fine for now.
Rune, 6-minute rune coming as Ari shows up with that Sprout.
C.smile.
No blink for 3 seconds. Fairy Fire and raindrops, not enough. And they get another kill. Ari being so active.
And already a 2k gold lead for TSM. That is not insignificant. This would be a nice kill into the TB.
They have that silence onto Timado. A lot of damage coming through. Can they get the right clicks? They will. Matthew gets the kill as he's also killed by Whitemon. And even though they get a couple of kills, it's still EG already 2k gold behind.
And C.smile, he is so poor right now. Just 2k net worth. He has a bottle and gloves of haste at 6 minutes. I wonder if it's gonna be treads or if he's potentially going for some kind of recovery Midas. I hope it's treads.
Whew. Yeah, I also hope it's treads because they will need some recovery for Pakazs as well, even though he's the highest net worth core in EG. Not really looking too good. Already jungling, as you said. Wisper, though, did get his level 5, and I think he's probably the key hero in acquiring most of the kills. That silence against Puck, against the Terrorblade, is really the key for EG to kind of recover. They're not that far behind, but it's definitely a momentum thing that TSM has.
He really needs a BKB in this game, though.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not gonna be able to silence anyone against this TSM lineup without a BKB. Just so many slows and trees and leashes.
So do you go blink BKB or do you just rush BKB with Wisper here?
I would prefer BKB Blink, but I guess he just really wants to get on top of the puck. Get that silence out as soon as possible. He doesn't think he has time to build a BKB, which I respect, because both the Quop and the TA are not doing so great right now.
Matthew taking some hits. Will probably disengage with Pakazs dropping the traps. Ari locking Pakazs in place, but he does have that Quelling Blade. Not a normal item for TA, but a necessary one here.
Wisper rotating toward the mid lane. It is nighttime. He has his ulti. He can get the silence.
Is going to
onto
be
Bryle.
top. Picked up here by C.smile. They do show up with that silence. Good Solar Guardian. They're going to use the Sonic Wave. Bryle still tanky. Nice Stalker. Forced out. Can they find any kills? They exchange a couple of ultis, but at the end of the day, it really is only the Dawnbreaker dying. Oh, Bryle, he gets hit by the Magic Missile, but will jaunt away.
Whew, that was very close. EG showing some teeth there. Nice rotation by the Night Stalker. He got very low but managed to survive. At the same time, Timado did take the bottom tower, so I'm not even sure if that's worth it. They killed a Dawnbreaker but lost the tier 1.
Yeah, for sure. Your wishes were granted here. C.smile to go for Treads rather than Midas. Do you think this is just a normal game here for the Quop? Some Kaya Sanj into Eggs, or do you think that maybe Orchid against this Puck could be an interesting path?
Oh goodness, no. I hope it's just the normal Kaya Sanj and Aghanims. Probably a BKB pretty quickly too. But getting Orchid would be straight griefing. Because Puck would just get a single item, or Dawnbreaker would get a Lotus, and suddenly you're useless. Foil coming out.
Initiation here from C.smile. They're going to get the coil with the Sprout. Not really any way out for C.smile, as he won't really be able to do anything. Just, I mean, such an early Quop game from EG. You can see that TSM took some good precautions against that, as in the top lane, Pakazs is going to be engaged. Ari with the TP, Sprout breaking some refraction charges, but he will be able to just TP out.
Panda going for the TP, it's gonna be close! Oh! But not quite. Int lost. Actually, no, he doesn't have the glaives yet.
Yeah.
He's gonna remain smart.
+2, but they will get the runes. So TSM always fighting before those runes spawning, guaranteeing that Bryle can keep up the pace and just never get out of the map.
TSM putting a lot of pressure on this mid tier 1. And EG doesn't really have the best D push. It's just a matter of time before this tower falls.
They really don't. It's really, I guess, just the TA, but TA, as we said, just worrying about farming. Decent recovery here from Pakazs. He's about to be top, but they are definitely struggling on the other lanes. As finally, Nyx Assassin gets his 6, uses Vendetta. Maybe Matthew can find an opening here. Do they have any sentries? They do have one there. Matthew will be scouted, finds Whitemon, but the silence stopping the Impale. Even still, they're gonna get the kill with the Nyx.
Pakazs arrives for assistance, so both the Quop and the Nyx are gonna live. Nice kill for EG. Probably not what they were hoping for, but at this point you'll take what you can get. And it's only a 2k gold disadvantage.
I guess, yeah, the problem is the matchups for the most part, right? TA versus TB, just not an easy one. If this goes late, I can't really think of many matchups that look as grim as they will find. One swap with the Silence Wisper popping his ulti for this.
So
Can they actually
tanky.
break through the Dawn? No, they can't.
He just has a blade mail, but EG already lacking some damage there.
Sure, so on the Tiebreaker, and they don't really get the kill. Nice Stalker ulti on top of it. This has to be disheartening for EG.
Oh, for sure. They haven't really been able to touch this TB either for the past few minutes.
We were like, actually, Timado is beautifully clear. You know that it's being taken, but he's kind of powerless to all. He engages.
Matthew stalking
Oh,
kasane.
coil. They find Pakazs, the Solar Guardian. Can he disengage? They actually cancel the Solar Guardian as a good swap. Will maybe allow Pakazs to survive. No, the refraction charges are not enough. They're going to trade that for a Nature's Prophet kill, but not what they want, as kasane is also punishing Matthew for what he just did, stopping that Solar Guardian. Matthew will fall, and EG just not finding any ways into this game.
Yeah, and that was a 4v5 as well. Timado just farming away.
Yeah. And look at that Bryle, another rune. I think he almost got every single rune this game. The way TSM was able to fight thanks to NP's mobility to contest runes is very impressive. I think maybe with more runes, Pakazs could have, C.smile could have found more impact in this game.
Looks like we're experiencing some mic issues again. Well, we will try to fix it. No worries.
Okay.
EG invading, actually just defending their jungle. TSM trying to invade. They find Matthew. Good kill to start with. Is Whitemon getting int yet or no? Doesn't look like it. And it takes so much restraint to not skill out the glaives. Because getting that +2 just feels so good. And C.smile actually going for a Witchblade. Getting more and more damage. Ari TPing in. That's a risky TP. But he's making it work. And the co-op getting very low. And C.smile is just gonna go down again. Ari standing his ground. Knows his team is nearby. And down goes C.smile. Again, this co-op really struggling.
I mean, they talked about it during the draft, right? So early, they thought that they needed a response to really do a trial, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
Pakazs does have his Deso. That could be a bit of a power spike, but without a BKB, it's also gonna be quite difficult for him to get into these fights and do his thing.
Try.
Another 3-man smoke.
Very good jungle here. Timado, he has company. I guess Global is on cooldown, but they still have. They're not really gonna go for it. It is nighttime though now, and they will find the silencer 4 steps away. Do they have a cancel? They do.
So they get the killing spree for the silencer, which is a nice little bonus. It's not the blink reveal of dreams, but it could have been worse. Pakazs going for the shot, getting that additional silence. I don't even hate it. Wisper going full greed mode now that he has his blink. So getting the Midas and then the shot, which is basically a double Midas. Bo1 is gonna restart his internet to try and fix the connection. So it's back to just the wing here. Just a 3k gold lead at 16 minutes. Neither team really wanting to gather up for big objectives just yet. I feel like at some point we're gonna see a Roche attempt, because both of these teams have quite a nice Roche lineup. We'll see when they're gonna try to make it happen. Whitemon finally picked up a point in glaives, so can start picking up that int. Kasane getting a blade mail into an Echo Saber into a BKB, so going for like the full mid-game battle build on this Dawnbreaker. Blink out from Wisper. And C.smile finally picks up Whitemon. Gets himself on the board. Timado is into fight here though. Recognizes that he is strong. EG doesn't really want to though. Perfectly content to just back off here. Still sticking around. Timado is a juicy target. But yeah, no way they commit into that. Yes. 1500 HP, stick charges, Sunder. It's just too risky. Kasane has his Echo Saber now. Tier 2 neutral starting to drop, and TSM, they go for a smoke. Looking for blood, and they get the scan. They know EG is in the pit. Can they find the initiation here? Matthew finding some nice scouting information. Kasane running in. Nice silence onto the TA, but Puck, he's in too deep. Bryle goes down. At the start of the fight, Meta is popped. Wisper goes down as well. Pakazs is already getting a bit low. Triple Sonic Wave, that's a lot of damage. No one dying just yet. Ari's gonna have to go back to base. And Timado is dangerously low as well. EG on the prowl. Can they find more here? Doesn't look like it. And they don't have the night vision from the Night Stalker. They don't really have a lot of information here. Both teams just on the edges of the fight. Still looking for something, but not quite finding it. Bryle respawning. Can they do something with this puck? Of course, Night Stalker is coming back as well. TP back into the outpost and tier 1 respectively. Both teams just looking for something. It's a long stalemate here. But there we have the jump in by Wisper once again, trying to force step out. It's not going to be enough. Double impale. And my goodness, Timado gets absolutely blown up. Kasane tries to turn it around somehow, but EG, they already clean up this fight. Ari should be able to make it out, but that was a beautiful impale by Matthew, showing why Nyx is one of his signature heroes. And now they have the opportunity to go for Roche. 20 seconds until Timado is back up. With the double minus armor, this Roche is gonna drop pretty quickly, but is it fast enough? Wisper tries to go for Bryle here, getting very low with the spike. Carapace, down goes Bryle. That's another kill. 3 deaths in a row now on this puck. And back into the pit, EG goes. Bowie returns to the cast as well, so we can have an actual play-by-play caster, which is very nice, much appreciated. We missed some insane Roche fights, and Ari taking a lot of damage here. EG unwilling to commit. Still, Roche is alive. EG hasn't been able to take it, despite their best efforts. TSM just delaying it so much, but is this finally the time?
Alright. I don't sound like a robot anymore.
Well, TSM, they lost a lot of heroes in the meantime. So did EG. You see a coil onto this Quop. Now Dawnbreaker ulti as well, and C.smile is gonna go down. I'm not sure how he can give 900 gold with how many times he's died, but fair enough. TSM, they get the nice pick off, and this Quop really needs a BKB. Pakazs is closing in on his though, which is very nice. Gonna go for the Tormentor here. Matthew trying to get some scouting information here. It's unlikely that they find a kill, even if they do run into Timado. It looks like he just wants to steal the wisdom. It's so risky though. Yeah, we even see the scan, seeing if Nyx is close, but he doesn't clip it, and he should be fine. He's gonna be safe, even blocks the ancient camp. Really nice game sense here by Matthew, recognizing that going for the wisdom rune would have been suicide. Gets the economic damage in. Kasane closing into his BKB as well. Still like 2.5k away. So the game has slowed down somewhat. Even Roche is still alive despite the stalemate that we had at Roche for like 5 minutes. Panda taking a good amount of damage here, but of course every single hero buys a Quelling Blade against Nature's Prophet. Wisper has his shot now and his Midas, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him close to the top of the net worth charts very soon. Because having the shot and the Midas is basically like a double Midas. Timado is closing into a Skadi though. Both the carries for EG and TSM are doing very well right now. Actually an 8-0 on Nature's Prophet. He's like so tired of people walking out of his Sprout. So now he's just gonna root them instead. There aren't that many BKBs up for EG just yet. For now it's just gonna be Pakazs, Whitemon dodging the Impale. Fancy footwork there. Could we see the turnaround onto Matthew? The answer is no. Not yet at least. Ari TP'd in. He doesn't have a TP out. He can just hide in the trees. Ooh, and EG once again going for the Roche. Can they actually bring it home this time? TSM is very, very far away. Still some scrambles in the top lane, but nothing too consequential. And Roche should be falling soon with the double minus armor. Just like 10-15 more seconds and it should fall. It's gonna be an Aegis for EG. We're gonna see if they're able to actually take some objectives with this Aegis. So I feel like time is ticking for them. Just looking at these two drafts, I have to favor TSM going into the late game. At least C.smile has his BKB now. Ooh, Matthew. Taking a good amount of damage here. Wisper blinking into the Sprout. Getting Coil. Doesn't have his BKB yet. And should be falling here. Down goes Wisper. Nice kill for TSM. I'm really not sure what Wisper and the Nyx were trying to do in this top lane. Maybe Matthew had some kind of master plan, but doesn't end up working out. So now TSM, despite being down in Aegis, is gonna commit for this tier 2, and it looks like they're gonna get it without a hitch. So EG gets the Aegis, TSM gets the objectives. Makes sense, right? Kasane should have his BKB. C.smile now gonna be going for a Kaya and Sanj or an Aghanim Scepter. Whitemon just has his 4-staff. Nothing new for the past 10 or so minutes. So both of these teams have pretty much all of their ultis, except for I guess the Solo Guardian on Kasane. But man, this is such a slow game right now. Both teams perfectly content with farming, even though EG has an Aegis. I would be feeling a bit of pressure playing TA against TV, but Pakazs, he's feeling confident. Has his Hurricane Pike, has his BKB, has his Deso. TSM gonna be getting the Tormentor here, which is gonna be a shard. No one in their team actually has a shard just yet, but Ari is gonna get it for the Curse of the Overgrowth or something like that. Just a bit more magic damage coming out in these fights. Matthew behind enemy lines looking for Bryle. Bryle is very careful here. He knows how squishy Puck can be against Nyx. And TSM, they go for a smoke. Despite the Aegis, they want to ramp up the pressure somewhat. Let's see what they can do here. C.smile blinks in, has a BKB as well as a haste rune. Of course, Coil at this stage of the game is still countered by a BKB. Timado going for a Satanic next, and I feel like once he gets the Satanic, it's gonna be so hard for EG to deal any meaningful damage to him at all. Hari still just constantly pushing out these creep waves. Whitemon does pick up a new item, which is gonna be a Ghost Scepter, which is a really good pickup here for Silencer. It's gonna buy him so much time. Even when Nightstalker jumps him now, he should be able to survive for at least a little while. Wisper is gonna have his BKB too. So we're gonna have a nice next round of items for both of these teams. There is still a tier 1 in mid. I didn't even realize. That's how slow EG have been playing this. Matthew, can he get the stun? He doesn't. They didn't have the vision. Or no, they had a trap there. Maybe the stun was still on cooldown. Because Matthew is definitely a Nyx expert. Now we see the route onto the TA, but Pakazs still has the Aegis, so should be absolutely fine to take this tier 1 tower at 27 minutes. Pause coming out now. Hopefully no more issues. Of course, the players are not playing from the LAN stage right now, I think, and they are playing from their practice PCs, because it is quite late. Like around 3 AM in Armenia. 50-50 on the win probability. Could not agree more. EG running towards mid. Tier 1 tower finally gonna fall. 50 seconds left on the Aegis. Can they do anything here? They want to force the tier 2. Not sure if they fully want to commit, but this is some nice damage nonetheless. Kasane working towards an AC next. Gonna be a very good item. Because both his team as well as the opposing team are quite reliant on their physical damage. And Bryle actually went for a force health too on the puck. He got this specifically to make sure that he can get out of the Night Stalker silence. So doesn't want to buy a BKB or something similar, just buys a force staff instead. I would love to see Wisper just pick up his own force staff. Ari going for a greedy play here, is gonna get stunned. So I don't really see him getting out of this one. Tried to go for the Wisdom Rune Steal, but I feel like at this point going for the Wisdom Rune Steal isn't really that wise of a move anymore. People know just how paramount these Wisdom Runes are and rarely give them away. Timado actually changed his mind, not going for a Satanic, going for a Butterfly instead. So he's gonna be so incredibly tanky against physical damage because Pakazs is still very, very far away from an MKB. This TB is turning into a big problem here for EG. C.smile almost has his Aghanims. That's gonna help a little bit with dealing with the TB, of course. It's a very important item for Queen of Pain. We see a smoke breaking. Matthew tries to go for the blink out, but no escape for him. Bryle blinks right after him, takes him down, no problem at all. But as a Nyx, that's kind of your job. Scouting, breaking smokes. If anyone has to die, let it be the Nyx. Ari trying to fish there with the dust, not gonna find anyone. Wisper is actually quite deep, finding the silencer here, and he has a gem, so I would be very careful if I were Wisper. Going for the blink away. Still has his BKB, so should be fine. Wisper just adding some South American flair to this game. Has to be a little bit careful. Still not too hasty on his trigger finger. Gonna hold on to his BKB, no sweat at all. Bryle finishing up his Kaya and Sanj. They actually find Pakazs here. Going for the TP out. Do they have the damage? Yes, they do. That was so close. Incredible. EG, they lose their carry. I have no idea what Pakazs was doing there. Maybe he just got a bit too excited, but EG, they're still around, trying to go for some kind of play. They find Bryle, nice double impale. But Wisper has to be very careful. He has a gem and he's gonna lose it. That is huge. EG losing their carry and then their offlaner and now a gem. Matthew should be able to make it out. But Timado, he's like, okay, you lose your carry, we go high ground. And EG, they don't have buybacks. Pakazs is down for 40. Of course, TSM doesn't know this. But still, so much damage being done here by TSM. Okay, Sonic Wave coming out. Barely any damage. But Timado still has to respect it somewhat. Good damage here onto TSM. Looks like EG is not gonna lose Rex just yet. Aghanims on Quop dealing so much damage.
Alright, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Welcome back. Hopefully the audio is fixed.
Yeah, I hope it is, but it feels like before this TA kill, things were going pretty well for EG. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it wasn't going great because it's still a TA up against a Terrorblade, which can get a bit iffy in the late game. But it wasn't going badly. But suddenly losing Pakazs like that was very, very rough. I'm surprised they didn't actually end up losing Rax, but I guess that's Aghanim's Quop for you.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good way to hold high ground. Looks like Roshan is up. Probably TSM advantage, right? It is on the Radiant side, and no NSOT available at the moment.
Oh, he does get it right now. I think Meta should be up now or relatively soon as well. Yeah, 5 seconds. Man, I really wish they would just swap around Meta and Sunder, so you can tell at a glance if Meta is up. Because who cares about Sunder? Hey, one can hope. TSM gonna go for Roche. Should be able to take this pretty quickly. EG isn't really smoking up or anything, so this is gonna be an Aegis in the hands of Timado. Maybe we can see him finish off the Rax on mid.
Yeah, it seems quite possible. The only real high ground defense that they have is this Quop, right? No Nyx Eggs, nothing else to really make it hard for TSM to go up the high ground.
Ooh, and Timado just buys a straight up BKB. Learned from the PA game. BKB, pretty good item, especially against this EG draft. Just look how many spells you can block.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, they find Ari here. They will use the Solar Guardian to protect him though. Can EG commit? Nice silence. Oh, Matthew giving some vision, finds the silencer, more TPs. Will blink out.
Matthew
Really good spike carapace.
Chased. He should go down here. It's a nice kill. I feel like Matthew is so important for starting these fights for EG. Just providing that vision and a big burst of damage onto heroes like Silencer.
Yeah, they have a lot of global heroes on TSM, so if they can somehow find one of these heroes that are that isn't really grouped up, it's big, but he dies. Time for the high ground siege here. Terrorblade with Metamorphosis just does so much damage. C.smile, his X is powerful, but it's not going to be able to really stop it. No glyph on EG's side. That reflection forcing him out, and just in 5 seconds, they get a lane of barracks. Now moving to the next one.
Go to Rax. Meta still has a good amount of duration left. Should be able to take this barracks, no issues whatsoever.
Okay, he uses the magic missile, the creep, nice blink, a lot of burst damage with the the nice Sunder on Timado. They almost get the kill. Wisper, he blinks in, but it's a little late. They will get the silencer, but he's so low, trying to run away. And Puck, he has the mobility. Bryle on a mega kill streak.
Very nice kill there for TSM. I'm not sure if the buyback on Whitemon was super necessary, because it looked like EG was already disengaging. So I guess that is one positive thing that EG has going for them, but regardless, they lose 2 sets of racks. Aegis is still up for 2 minutes, and I feel like TSM could just wait a minute, go bottom, and try to go for megas here if they want to.
Kind of crazy that it's only a 4k gold lead after those 2 lanes of barracks for TSM. The gold is definitely decent here.
Ooh.
And look at Pakazs. He's going for a very unconventional TA item here.
Yeah, going for the Revenant's Brooch plus Desolator synergy. That's good
Huh.
stuff.
Yeah, that is one way to deal with the high armor on the Terrorblade. I
I don't even
I don't
hate
think
it.
I've ever seen this on TA, but it's a really good pickup.
It's kind of weird though, because he has like minus 15 armor in his Deso and his kit. But against
Yeah.
the TV, that's just not enough. He's still gonna
Yeah,
be
I
at
still
23.
feel like the physical reduction is gonna be bigger, right? Even though you have the all of that minus armor. And on the other attacks, he still gets the minus armor at least when he doesn't have the active going.
I don't think it makes that much of a difference just yet, because he also has 34% magic resist, and like 23 armor isn't that much more, but I still think it's cool. Especially
Yeah,
going
I like
later
where his
into
head's
the game.
at, you know? I think it's... also the True Strike, right? Because he's gonna go through the Butterfly and... yeah, most of the Butterfly as C.smile forced to BKB here. Already not a good start for EG.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Because they need this BKB for the high ground defense. Just 40 seconds on the Aegis though. I'm not sure if TSM is gonna go for the killing blow here.
Yeah, we'll see how much they want to force this. Ideally, Timado can lose that first life if they really want to YOLO, but you have to go fast as EG, they are smoked on the left side, smoke broke on Pakazs. Wisper already committing the silence, so I think they lost their window. Okay.
Timado popped the meta. 10
Yeah,
seconds on the
15
Aegis.
seconds. It's a little awkward here. TSM, if that Aegis expiring, maybe you just want to chill for now.
Yeah, if I were TSM, I wouldn't try to go for the finishing blow here. It's so risky because meta is down right now. If you die, buyback doesn't even matter that much.
Yeah,
Where's
remember though,
Timado?
it's a long night for them. It is very late where they're playing. They get one swap Timado with the BKB. The silence is going to be used. Can they get that Solar Guardian? It will buy some time as Pakazs forced to disengage. We'll get that Hurricane Pike away and kasane with the Blade Mail. Just zoning everyone down. Only one buyback. It's on Venge. Good Sonic Wave, but the damage is just lacking. C.smile doesn't really have a lot of damage at the moment. Blinks forward with that dagger. TP from kasane will go through. He's so tanky. Timado though doesn't have metamorphosis anymore. Even still, just shreds through Matthew. He gets a good Ogre Seal Totem, but Bryle, Wicked 6-3 gets that kill. C.smile goes back, finds that NP, but it's only the two supports for TSM that falls. As I say that though, they find Timado here. He's fighting through Wisper. Another TP. Do they have any cancel? The swap is there. Timado, they go for that high ground siege. The Sunder's still available. Pakazs needs to disengage. He's a raid boss on Timado, but he will eventually perish. 3-for-1. Not a bad fight here for EG.
Yeah, and EG only had to commit the Venge buyback. That is definitely worth it. 3k gold, 4k XP difference. You're gonna be very happy if you're EG. Because TB also has no meta right now. He doesn't have buyback, so this is a moment where EG can take back a lot of the map control. Of course, they're still fighting against 2 lanes worth of super creeps, so it isn't that easy to push out the lanes. But hey, it's definitely better than nothing.
Yeah, definitely better than nothing. Gives time for Co-op to scale a bit more. What do you think is the next item here if you're C.smile? Do you go Shivas? What really changes the game for him?
I would like to see the Octarine, just a cooldown reduction.
Okay. Well, he might need to BKB here, and he will, but that's done going through BKB, and that coil still locking him in place. This is a disaster. They have buybacks, but as EG finds one glimpse of hope, TSM quickly shuts it down here.
And I think that's kind of the story of this game so far. Every time it looks okay for EG, and then they lose one of their cores in kind of a weird position. Which of course is quite easy against this TSM lineup, because there is a lot of pickoffs potential, but still, just losing a core, then like getting yourself into a bit of a sticky situation and losing a set of racks. It's
So fast
unfortunate.
here. Finally,
Meta
there's
is
Leaf
up.
available for EG, and it will be used. But the buyback on C.smile, that's a big loss already.
And TSM, they can just go back 2 minutes until Roche. which means that it's gonna be 6 minutes where TSM have an Aegis, and I mean, of course, just 5 minutes, and Quop doesn't have a buyback yet. And TA also doesn't have a buyback because she bought out.
Yeah. 2,000 gold until Pakazs will have that one. Whew. Definitely a tense game, but the gold advantage still surprisingly even. I guess TSM has been grouping up a lot. It's mostly Timado farming. How are you looking here, win percentage wise? What does Gaben think?
I would definitely favor TSM like 90%.
90, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. On point.
Because even despite the gold difference being so small, just looking at their heroes, how do EG win a fight? Because the lanes are constantly gonna be pushed in because of the Prophet and the Puck and the TB illusions, which makes initiating really difficult. And even if you do get a nice initiation, how do you kill this TB?
Yeah, it definitely looks quite tough. The Nyx Assassin was supposed to be that way to find the puck, to find the backlines, but he's only level 14, Matthew. This was not an easy game for him. He's gonna find... Ooh! Doesn't get a career. Instant TP.
Damn. Those were some quick reflexes from Bryle.
Yeah. I guess he played enough pubs against Matthew that he understands what he's playing with. If it's not the Bounty Hunter and not the Riki, Nyx Assassin is the hero he's gonna find to kill carriers. That's his favorite sport.
Because he is almost 6 slotted. He should definitely replace his Deso with a Rapier next. Because if you have the Rapier and the Revenant's Brooch, it's gonna be so hard for anyone to escape you. At that point, you do have a way of killing the TB. Just a single Rapier crit plus Impale should take him out, no problem.
Well, unfortunately, there will be 2 lives probably here for Timado, as I'm assuming this is third Roche. Eggs will be available. Who picks it up here for TSM?
I would give it to Timado again. Just drop your boots, who cares? You're gonna be the one hitting the towers, so you should have the Aegis. Even gets an Aghanims, which is just some extra meta duration.
Yeah, even having that synergy with Coil, right? The Terror Wave with Coil is not bad.
Yeah, very good point. I feel like it's such a strong Aghanims, but people just don't get it because it's... I mean, they don't get it before being 6 slotted because it's on a carry hero.
Yeah, it's really good here, especially with the puck. Now TSM will go for a smoke, or maybe that's just a ninja gear. It was mostly the puck and Timado. Yeah, there is a ninja gear here for Bryle. Yeah, both players with ninja gears. Okay, so if you're EG, what is the path to victory? What's the hero you need to kill going for this high ground defense?
I think the best one is still gonna be either the Puck or the Silencer. So if your Nyx is in a good position to get a nice Impale onto 1 or 2 of those heroes, I can see EG taking a fight. But TSM also know this, so...
Initiation, C.smile is going to be silenced and leash. At the same time, Matthew jumps forward with the Lotus Orb. Will be able to disengage with his neutral, and so far, no one has died. Kasane, very tanky. Timado, even if the double damage is forced out, that eggs on Quop is very annoying.
Yeah, it's so difficult to push into, even with the Aegis, even with the cheese. Yeah, good luck pushing against this. They are dealing some damage, but it's such a slow process.
Oh, look at Timado. He tries to move forward. There's traps. There's so much garbage that EG throws at him. Oh, they initiate again. Silence and Root onto C.smile. The Sunder even. So Timado is topped up again. Will be able. They get a good swap. Can they burst him down? With that Revenant's approach, it should be enough. They know it's on cooldown. The first life is done. And that was Metamorphosis as well. EG find a way, and they will push TSM back. The Terror Wave, though, that second Metamorphosis, Timado is forced to BKB. This is just the smokes and mirrors they need to regain some ground as Kasane will tank the Sonic Wave, just not enough damage. The Quap still alive. They will eventually find the Night Stalker with Silencer. That Matthew, he's in the midst of everything, gets killed. 2 supports that for EG, but Timado, he did fall. Kasane is also very low, and Pakazs with a double kill. What is even happening here? Wisper getting the silence onto that puck. This fight is crazy. Die back on C.smile as Wisper stands his ground. So TSM, they're gonna buy back the Dawn. Can they save Bryle, the Nullifier? They will get that kill. They are defending, I think. Kasane will come back and kill the NS, but it's just 2 heroes alive for EG. Is this over?
Man, what a crazy fight there. So there are no more buybacks for EG, but at the same time Timado also doesn't have a buyback, so I don't think TSM can finish right now. EG can still defend, but damn, what a fight. It was...
Yeah, 3 buybacks for EG, 1 buyback for TSM, and still the gold advantage is on EG just because of how far behind they are, and they did get some big boys. Puck and TB are worth a lot of gold right now.
Yeah, with the Revenant's Brooch, TB just died so fast when his BKB ended. Then the chase
Yeah, I mean,
into the high
Timado,
ground.
he went aggressively with that Sunder, but he meant that he also didn't had one for the next fight.
Just look, we see a single stun here, Matt. Actually, not even a stun, just a slow. I thought Matthew got the impale, but no. Just a slow and then running away and then dying 2-3 right clicks. That's just how life goes sometimes.
Yeah, and you can see that Night Stalker pick really makes Bryle's life super hard. Now that he is farmed, he did so much. But bottom, I see Pakazs being engaged here. Solar Garden with the damage. He's back, has buyback. But even still, 17 seconds for the Quap to spawn. It might just be enough time. The Glyph is on cooldown. They have Timado here. I think this is Megas. If EG can defend past that, it's a different story. They're gonna buy back Pakazs. 6 seconds for C.smile, but the barracks will fall. Megas finally acquired here. And TSM, it feels like every game of this tiebreaker is a freaking nail biter.
Oh, for sure. Pakazs needs to be a bit careful. Still has his BKB, but the throne is gonna start taking some heavy damage here.
Yeah, the throne is exposed. They will get a Sonic Wave. Glyph still on cooldown. Nice swap, but Timado, Solar crested up with the BKB, right-clicking Pakazs. The refraction charges are over. The silence doesn't matter. He should be killed. Kasane will finish that off. And with the hero from EG dead, I think this is GG. We even got a pause from Pakazs. And yeah, it took 50 minutes, but TSM, they win. Honestly, I don't even remember the result of the last tiebreaker. Can you enlighten me here? This has been a long day.
Well, TSM lost against Secret, if I remember